Scott just made the point.
Thomas Jefferson, you'll
used to be a lot more secure, not just. Former U.S. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, he got laughed at by the press almost, 14 years ago now, for providing them with a short, simple, and, a much-needed lesson in epistemology. That's the study of how we know what we know. Rumsfeld said, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns, the ones we don't know we don't know. But there's at least one more category of knowledge that the Secretary forgot, the things we only thought we knew. I'm Steve Green, this is Trifecta, and if you'll let me get a little philosophical on this last segment I'm hosting for PJTV, I'd like to bring on Scott Ott and Bill Whittle to talk about the things we only thought we knew. Gents, by my estimation, we've done something like 2,500 Trifecta segments for PJTV. We've been doing the show for 82 months, 4 weeks per month, and an average of 4.5 shows per week. And what's really amazing is that we never missed a week. We never missed a beat. One of us might have been out sick or on vacation, but the show always went on with a guest host if we needed one. And around the holidays, we shot extra shows ahead of time and released them over the break. So we never once missed a beat in 7 years. I can't think of another internet news show with that kind of record. It may be a first. And I'd like to think, at least I'd like to think, that we learned something out of all of that, that we weren't just talking heads repeating the same points for more than 2,000 shows. So, Scott, think back to the very beginning and think forward to now. What idea, what assumption, what known did you have that you found out just wasn't so?
Well, I had the great fortune of starting into this show with a great sense of rational humility, which is I knew that I was coming in as the weak link in a 3-link chain. I was aware, I had seen some of the work that each of you had done and read some of the stuff, and I just thought, man, I'm going to get smoked on this show. And what I learned, and this may sound weird to say, but what I learned is that there are people a lot smarter than me who will nonetheless treat me with respect and dignity and try to persuade me in ways that I can understand. And that's the two of you, and in some cases, some of our viewers. And so it has been a great growing and learning process because you never rub my nose in the fact that I didn't know what I was talking about. And, Steve, you've just been a veritable treasure trove of information. Like your, what is it, a 40 terabyte hard drive that you have on your computer for your movies and music? Your mind is like that, and it seems like you can call to the tip of your tongue whatever fact you need at the moment. And Bill, more than anybody I know, has thought through things deeply, so that even when I had a conversation with him once over dinner, I marveled at, I thought, what did this guy do a couple of hours of prep so he could have dinner with me? Because he seemed to be well informed and thoughtful on every topic that came up. So I guess if nothing else, I think what I've learned in the process here is no matter how smart you think you are, there are always people smarter than you, but some of them are even nicer than you.
Listen, I got to tell you, Scott Ott is the weak link in this chain. We're doing even better than I thought. That'd be an amazing thing. All right. How about you, Bill? What has Trifecta taught you to unlearn what you had learned?
I don't think I want to unlearn anything, but I can tell you what I think was the most surprising thing, the thing that I didn't see coming, the unknown. When we first put the show idea together was CPAC, I think it was like January 2009. And we were at CPAC in Washington, and I'd been such a fan of both of your work, and we just managed to catch each other and said, let's go get some breakfast. And right across the street there, we just kind of came out with the idea for the show. And my idea for the show from the beginning was, since you guys were both basically writing comedy around political commentary, and I was trying to be funny in my essays when I could pull it off, I thought the show would be just kind of a goof. But we've done so much actual serious work here. Some of these 3-parters are really delved into issues. Some of the stuff that we get to do is right on the news cycle. I've been really educated, and I've been really informed. I've been really angry on this show. I've been really happy on this show. I love the odd things that we did, like Mr. Smart Maninoff, and But I think
Yes.
I think the thing that did surprise me, Steve, was that we would be able, even 3 jokers like us, to actually do, I think, pretty serious and pretty good commentary and decent commentary on on the political issues of the day and keep the ball rolling and keep people with some kind of daily sanity. Certainly the feedback I get is that it was so nice for people to see pretty much every weekday 3 people who at least agreed with them, and we're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah, you're darn right we are. All right, yeah, folks, my lesson was, I'll be honest with you, this turned out to be something of a bitter pill to swallow. And being as stubborn as I am, it probably took me a lot longer to figure this out than maybe it should have. But I came into the show 7 years ago, into PJTV 8 years ago, and into blogging, gosh, almost 15 years ago now. And I was convinced all that time of one thing, one vital thing that turned out not to be. I knew deep down in my bones that liberty is such a wonderful, precious thing that selling liberty had to be the easiest job in the world, that all you'd have to do is explain it to people, show it to them, and they would be converted. Well, it turns out to be one of the most difficult jobs in the world. Greed and ignorance are powerful forces, more so than I think I appreciated at the start. But you know what? That's Bill, Scott, and me, we remain your Trifecta Stalwarts, your happy warriors, and we will continue the fight at our new home. It's at BillWhittle.com and, of course, the Bill Whittle channel on YouTube. Look for us starting next week. We're still not going to miss a beat. For BJTV, signing off, I'm Steve Green.